Hey y'all, it's Jagger Czajka here, and today I'm reviewing the movie Pixels, the newest film starring Adam Sandler about a bunch of video games that decide to invade Earth. Now, let's be honest, I didn't have high hopes for this because I kind of hate Adam Sandler. I think his films are funny, if you are stupid. But that's okay, because this film drastically exceeded my expectations, and Adam Sandler was part of the reason for that. You see, in this, he actually tries. I mean, he shows up in something other than beach shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. He actually tries to act in this film, and you know what? Ditto for Kevin James. He's saddled with the weird task of trying to play the president, which obviously sounds weird, but he checks his Paul Blartness at the door and actually makes a likable, interesting character that you kind of root for in spite of the fact that his president seems like a bit of a jerk. There's also great turns from Josh Gad, who is hysterical as a conspiracy theorist, and my personal favorite, Peter Dinklage as Eddie Plant, the prime video game champion of the 80s, who ends up being a cheater. Spoiler alert, but that's okay. Let's talk about why this film works. It works because it has a more legitimate director than Adam Sandler has worked with recently. Chris Columbus, who's directed films such as the first two Harry Potters, Home Alone, and, oh yeah, that little movie called Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams in a big drag queen dress. It works because Columbus has a sort of Spielberg-y vibe as a director, and he really brings out the best in the cast and is willing to evoke such nostalgic images like Pac-Man, Galaga, Space Invaders, all while infusing it with a modern blockbuster sensibility like Michael Bay. Yes, that's right. He actually makes a film good by making it kind of like Michael Bay, but also making it like Spielberg. What I will say about this film is that it really is a triumph of concept over story. The story of this is rather weak, and a lot of the sequences are very implausible, even in a film about video game invaders. And what I will say is that the climax of the film, while very fun, and especially those who are Mario fans out there, they'll find it very anticlimactic. Basically, it's like beating a castle and then finding out that your princess is in another castle. Because unfortunately, the motivations of the aliens are never really explained and they kind of just end up flying away. So the problem there is you're just like, is that a sequel hook or is that just bad writing? You don't know. But in my opinion, it's just bad writing. What I ultimately will say is that I would recommend this film for anyone who's feeling burned out on Adam Sandler. Yes, believe it or not, because it is much better than his recent output. It's a solid summer blockbuster, and ultimately, I think this game is a blast and it racks up high on my high scoring list. At the end of the day, I would say this film is an absolute blast whether you like video games or not, or whether you like Adam Sandler or not. I would give Pixels 3.5 pitchforks out of 5. That's it for this week at the movies. I'm Jagger Czajka, and I am your Sun Devil advocate for film.